Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm back for you guys. I'm trying to change lives right now. This is going to be life changing, so stick with me. I maybe not will be able to get all of this in this one video, so I may break this into a lot of different videos. But this will be life changing because I want you guys to understand where we are in this world and where we're going to. So I got to start from the bottom. So stick with me, like I'm saying. Stick with me to the end so you can know how this physical plane and how this economic plane that we're working with and this financial scheme can get us to our spiritual path. You know what I mean? And how we can keep on evolving on our spiritual paths, whichever path you're on, right? So you got to put it like this. My daughter may come in because of this video. You know what I mean? But look, this is how we're designed. You're born from your parents, right? And you're already brought into a field of information that's not yours. Your parents are taught something, right? They're taught through the school system, through the economic system, through politics, and through media. And they dump all that information on you. You don't even have a choice to make your own decisions when you come into this world. Now, at your birth, I'm sure you wasn't sitting in the womb or in the cosmos before the womb thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go down there and just taking everything they want me to and just be the person they want me to be. Just be a freaking robot, basically, right? And how they do this is it's a system because it's not by accident. And when I say that, you got to believe me because you have to understand the basic things in life. Every government has geniuses on staff, on board. We have some of the smartest scientists in each field, right? So they can't miss this stuff. Oh, my hair's crazy, right? They can't miss this stuff. They put you through a school system that forces you to sit still when you're a child. When you're a child, you're developing your energy. You're going through your chakras. You're progressing. Like naturally, as a child, you're supposed to be outside in the sun so you could soak in the sun and you could start to gather more energy because the more energy you have in this container, the more you can do with it and the more you can the easier you can get access to opening these chakras because you'll start to get information from the sun and the earth because this is our home. This is our home and it's alive, so it'll speak to us. So they put us in buildings. They give us shoes so we're not connected to the earth. And they give us a system, the school system. Let me break this down just a little bit. I don't want to kill you guys with this. They don't teach you how to learn. They teach you how to remember. You can't be thrown in the forest and just start to learn how to do things because they took that away from you. They taught you how to remember, not how to learn. And they gave you a system that if you don't listen to the authority, your teacher, your principal, your counselor, that you get punished. Isn't that the same as work? When you're an adult, you go to work. If you miss a day, you get punished. If you don't listen to your supervisor, the counselor,
Daddy, are we going to Mom's house? You said we are.
Okay, wait, Scarlett. If you don't listen to the people there that's higher than you, your supervisor, your manager, your boss, you could be penalized, right? It's the same system. You fall out of line, you're in trouble. And to the extent that in the educational field, if your kid doesn't go to school, the parents get locked up. So they really force it on you. There's no escape from that system. And tell me the difference between a school and a prison. Nobody wants to be there. You know what I mean? You can't leave when you want to. You truly can't. And you're given things and you're put in a situation that you have no choice. You know? So from there, you take all this schooling and they drill you. They drill you until you believe the things that they want you to believe. And they teach you nothing about you. When did you ever go to school and learn something about you, your human system? And anything that's good for you, they just deny. Oh, it's not proven. Oh, we don't know. You know how many years they took to prove that meditation actually makes improvements in the mind and the body and it changes your emotions? And the same with yoga? Because they couldn't put a price tag on it. And they knew it would take people to a higher state of consciousness, and they don't want that. They want workers. Because school is designed to make the perfect assembly worker. They wanted to pump out as many people that were working warehouses because back in the day, that was the main thing for America. Mainly America, let me say, because I live in America, so I can speak on that. So when we start to see that trickles out into when you get older, not even when you get older, because now it's more or less affecting everybody. The way they keep you asleep and that you're not stepping up your potential in any way that you want is that they got you thinking that I need to become wealthy this way. Anybody can earn a living. An ant earns a living. So what's so special about that? Yeah, we live in this system, so you gotta do what you gotta do, or you would have to move out of the system, right? But the main thing you should be focused on is your wealth mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Because at the end of the day, when you stop working, when you retire, you're going to be old with no energy and sitting there just thinking about what's on TV, and life is going to be dull because you're so disconnected from the source. You're so disconnected from who you are because they gave you an identity, right? Because when we were savages, right? We were connected to higher beings. No, if you want to believe in this doctrine or that one, they was all connected to higher beings. But the natives, all tribal, and that's everybody, because we all came from one race. One race. Get that right. There's only one race. We all had gods and people that came down and talked to us, and we traded information. And their mission was to evolve us and to teach us about these systems in our body so we can reconnect to our true self. You had Shiva, you had Jesus, you had Buddha, you had uh, Elijah Muhammad, and so on and so forth. And the way that they keep you away from just growing naturally, because you will grow naturally if you are left alone. If you take a small child and you feed him and you give him water and you never talk to him and you keep him away from the whole world that kid will be fantastic. It will be one of the greatest beings on this planet because he's untainted, because he will naturally grow, because he will be connected to the sun, he will be connected to the earth, and he will get all the information. His brain, his mind will be silent because that's what they don't want. They don't want silence. That's why they kill you with work 40 hours a week. You don't have time to think. And if you have time to think, it's not clear thought because you don't have time to rest. And if you don't have energy, how can you be conscious? You're just too exhausted. You ever try to meditate when you're tired? You just fall asleep. You're not aware. Meditation is to stay conscious, to be aware constantly of what's going on, and things happen for you. Back in the day, these stories that we hear about these prophets, we say, oh, supernatural. That's normal. It's just natural. They say extraordinary. It's just extraordinary. The stuff that Jesus did, you can say I'm going off and nah, Dave, this is blasphemy, that's a sin, blah, 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 whatever you believe, but you can look into these facts that I'm speaking. This is not my opinion. On a different video, I'll break that down, how we had previous civilizations that were way more advanced than this civilization. And I'm not talking about Egypt because they was a little behind compared to the civilizations that I'm talking about. Like they were way more advanced. And there's proof that those buildings are still here in America and other places, and they put shells around them. They built around these buildings. These are facts, guys. We had electricity. In the pyramids, if you fly in a plane, it looks like a motherboard. They look like chips. It's like they're energy grids. And we figured this out years and years later. Because when you look at a mega board, then you fly in an airplane, you look down and you see the pyramids, how they're formed. They look like chips on a motherboard because they conduct energy. How do you think the Egyptians was using electricity? They had gadgets that use electricity. And this is all around the world. All civilizations had things like this. All civilizations had pyramids. Why? They were more advanced than us. And they took all that history out. We don't learn anything about any native civilization. They're savages. They don't know nothing. You don't need to know anything about them. That's how they get you. Because you believe everything that you see on social media. You get wrapped up and invested emotionally into social media, into these artists, into these entertainers. And this is not by mistake. This is a design. This is a design. There's companies that it's their job to keep you distracted. It's not entertainment. Television, tell your vision. Channels, they're channeling information. Entertainment system, they're just trying to entertain you, to keep you focused and in a trance so you can never wake up, because that's what they're afraid of. And I'll give you a little drop of a gem. I know it's so taboo, but the elites, there's families, and I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. There's families that run the world. And this has been proven fact multiple times. in a different video, I'll put a picture. It shows that these families own companies that own all the other companies. They're all trickled down. This business owns all this. So they make sure that no matter what you do, you can't escape their influence. For us to put our efforts and our thoughts into things that we feel like are going to make a change, like we get so wrapped up into politicians and we feel like, oh yeah, this politician's going to change everything. No, they're not. Because hate it or love it, Trump told you the truth. I'm not saying go for him, don't go for him, hate him, love him. I don't care about none of that stuff. He told you the truth. And you just forgot about it. You got all emotional. He told you that all these major companies pay for everybody's campaign. And how does he know this? He said, because I did it too. I paid for Barack Obama's campaign. So when he gets elected, he has to do what I say. All the wars that happen is for money. Because it's so crazy. It's all so we have something to keep our focus. Because if there's war, oh my God, we're going to war. Everybody's focused there. They always say every year we're in some threat. What threat are we in now? COVID. Okay, it was crazy. Where's COVID at now? You know, we're always about to go to war with Russia. We're always about to go to war with North Korea. And this seems so basic information, right? Oh yeah, I heard all this stuff. But it's all because they don't want you to have time to sit back and be like, what do I want to do outside of this? If I never been to school, if I wasn't in this world, or if I was new to this world and I was here today, what would I want to do? Like, what would actually make me happy? That's a question that you actually got to ask yourself. And a lot of people jump to, oh yeah, I want to be a businessman. I want to be in the medical field. You truly don't. Those are just your options. That's all you know. If there was more options, you'll probably pick out of those more options, right? They give you, this is all you got. Pick one, left or right. It's your choice, left or right. That's all you got. It's not a choice. See, back in the days, right? And still today, there's tribes. There's yogis that we all know. There's yogis out there. They just meditate. They do their yoga. They do these rituals. And anything that they do is labeled, oh my God, this is a sin. You guys can't do this. Wait. You see those? Is he chanting? Oh, that's demonic. Wait. Hold on. This is America. I'm thinking of the song. This is America. Don't let them get you, though. Don't let them get you, though. This is America. All the holidays we have, I know you heard this, they're all pagan. We celebrate Halloween. Now, I'm not a religious guy. You celebrate what you want. I don't care if you celebrate the devil. It has nothing to do with me. But we sit here and we demonize things. Oh, that's sinful. That's sinful. They use that word. Hold on. Don't get me wrong. Don't go out there doing no. I'm not saying stay in your light. You know what I'm saying? Do what you feel is right. Don't go out there doing no bad shit. But they say sinful stuff. They say this is sinful. They demonize things because they know that's closely related to the American crowd. All people in the world stem from some kind of religion, even if you're not religious. Because we're sheeple. It's a group thing. If you don't believe in anything, oh man, what's wrong with you? This is school all over again. Unpopular kid. Get in the corner. Beat him up. You're weird. So if you start chanting, or if you got like a ritual that you do in your religion, oh, that's demonic. Don't do that. Stay away from that. Holistic medicine? Oh, no, 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 no. We don't know nothing about that. Oh, you want us to do research? No, 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 no. We ain't funding that. Why? What's the use? If it doesn't have a use, you won't get funding. We can't make money? No, 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 no. You're healing people? Absolutely not. How are we going to bill them each month? That's how we work. But tell me how we had civilizations that everybody was enlightened previously. Tell me how. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to leave you guys on suspense. Because I'll give you another video on this. We had other civilizations, right? Our ancestors that they said we descended from the gods. That men was here. Men was here. Anything that you see on TV is partially manipulated because it wouldn't be aired on TV if it doesn't have the consent of the major organizations that control the media. And that's the CIA, and it doubles down. You can look it up right now. Look it up on your phone. Media companies. It all funnels down to one company. And the Bushes run that. So we was descended. There was normal humans here on this planet. And beings came down and they gave us information. They help us become enlightened. And also, this is probably a story that other people did hear. Some of us was, how do you say, altered. And I'm not saying altered, oh yeah, they gave us a little upgrade. They didn't give you an upgrade. There were some beings that came to help, and there were some beings that came to dominate. And those beings are actually still here. They're still here. And they're still dominating because they're the ones that are backing these companies.
Daddy, can I get the proof?
Go ahead. Because they want you to stay asleep. And they're using the beings that they help that they manufactured like it was a warehouse. They're using the beings that they created or adjusted. The beings that evolved from primates. I didn't evolve from a primate, but some of us did. That's why when it comes to the spiritual stuff, a lot of us are just lost because we don't have the same capability. Like the original men and the descendants of original men have that capability because our pineal gland is created different. And these are facts. Our pineal gland is created different. So those beings that were altered by these, they say it's the Anunnaki, but and the Nephilim, but the Anunnaki, some Anunnaki is like a race of beings, that there's different factions. Some of the Anunnaki came here to help develop the first man, and some came to alter man, and those altered beings are still being used today, and those altered beings are the elite beings, and they cannot elevate in their spirituality. They are more beastly than men, but they're just like the average Joe, unfortunately. But I said that to say this. Where history, as far as we know it, there were beings here that were kings. They talked to gods or different entities from different places on the norm. And we taught these other beings that was altered this information. And they turned on us. And they start working for the other side that wanted to dominate. They start working for the beings that wanted to dominate, because they said that you guys are different. You're our child, and we'll give you power. And they wanted power instead of enlightenment, because they know they can only attain so much. They can only attain so high, even though their height would be awesome and incredible. They're not lower or anything like that. It's just, it's hard for them to see, because they're not created as us. You know what I mean? So that's where the disconnect comes from, because people never understand, why would my government do this to us? Why would they put fluoride, and fluoride is poison? Why would they put all of these preservatives and chemicals? And why would they clone animals and feed it to us? Why are they giving us food and promoting food that is killing me and my children? Oh no, it doesn't make any sense. It got to be wrong. No, because this altered being is trying to get rid of as many as the normal human beings as they can, so they can easily control us and get their agenda done, right? And I'm gonna drop a little bit more, because I'm gonna make a video on this. I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole a little bit, not too much, right? And this is a little bit more proof on what I'm saying about that, right? It's been proven that Antarctica has an ice wall. You can look it up on your GPS. Go ahead, take your time. It has an ice wall, and you cannot go to Antarctica. And then somebody, oh yeah, you can go to Antarctica. Yeah, you can go to Antarctica. You can take a trip. It costs you like 30 bands, 30,000, and you can drive around on a cruise, miles and miles and miles out. They'll give you a telescope. You can look. Say you can't go unless if you're a scientist. Even if you can, you'll be escorted as a scientist, and you only see what they want you to see, and you'll be out of there. But there was one person that actually went to Antarctica on a mission for the U.S. Navy, and he flew over there, and you know what he saw? He saw what we all thought he would see: a lot of ice. But you know what else he seen? After he kept driving, he seen grass. And you know what else he seen? He seen mammoth. He seen saber tooth. He seen creatures that he thought that were extinct. He seen dinosaurs. And this is the same man that was in the Navy, I I wish I could remember his name. Admiral. Well, he wrote a book. He turned it into fiction so he could publish it. But he also has a journal documenting what truly happened. The journey to the center of the earth. This is Antarctica. This was Antarctica. He went to Antarctica and he says on both caps, even in Alaska, we can go to Alaska. So maybe that's the go-to. He said on both caps there's a hole that you can go into. And when he was down there, there's multiple different civilization of high beings, and he had conversation with these beings, and he went into great detail and great description, and they match all these new descriptions of aliens, and they gave them predictions for the future that became true. Now you don't have to believe any of this, but I said that to back up what I said previously. Like our earlier civilization had contact with alien beings or extraterrestrial beings. And that word is extremely important. When I say extraterrestrial, that means territory that is extra. Because, sorry, I'm going to have to do it one more time, right? This took me a long time to grasp. But I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked. And it just, it's true. Every civilization on this planet predating Columbus, and even Columbus before he came back from his trip around the world, had a map that was what? You know the answer. It was flat. Sounds stupid, right? But I thought about it myself. And what I was saying here in this video. Where did I learn that the world was round? They showed me a globe. Look, it's round. That's a globe, dog. It's not the world. Oh, we got pictures. Yeah, we got pictures from the same people that give us TV shows, that give us media, that tell us that meat that's what you should eat. That's the only place you can get protein. From the same people that gave you fluoride, that's poison and only used in about, I think, 6 countries now, and it's banned in Europe, and it's banned in Russia. So they're having me drink poison, and this is the same people that I'm listening to, and I should believe that they're telling me the truth? Because the Mayans, the Indians, the Egyptians, they all had a map of the earth, the Dogons, and they all had a depiction of the earth. And you know what it was? This is where they get you. It was circle. Because there's a spear around the world, and it was circled this way. And it shows a tree for some, a pyramid for some. Everybody has a symbolism. But the world was a spear this way, flat. And it showed the ice wall. How did they know? There was an ice wall of Antarctica. So let me give you a visual image of how the world looks. In the center is Alaska. Now all the continents are circled around that, right? And around that landmass is Antarctica. It's a lot of ocean, then you find Antarctica. And there's a lot of proof. If you want to go into that, like, you can see straight, you never see a curve. You can't calculate for curvature when you're flying in an airplane. No professional aviator has ever claimed that there was curvature on the planet, and they can't stand with people that's saying that the world is circle, because you can't program a plane to calculate for curvature and have the same course every time from here to China. Same course, same amount of time, all the time. Be perfect. You can't. And it's spinning? No. But anyway, we're going to move off of that. But I said that to say that because outside of that, there's more land outside of Antarctica. That's why it's a wall. They don't want you to look over. See, the world as we know it is like a test tube. You got all these lands outside of Antarctica. So all of those stories about these dragons and fairies and gnomes, what do you think? Somebody just made that shit up? Human beings don't have the capability, even though they may say that you can. Human beings don't have the capability to make a raw idea from nothing. All information is here. We can grab the information and utilize it. You can't just create something that doesn't exist. It's impossible. These entities live, not lived. Oh yeah, they probably found them all and killed them or something because they're none. They live. They just don't live here. And there's proof through history, they always tell you the truth. They always tell you the truth. It just, because they have to. It's a part of karma. And they know that. They know all the spiritual laws to the T. So they tell you the truth. They say, they tell you a double truth. It's true, but not fake. Well, we told you. So if you want to listen to me when I told you it was fake, it's not me, because I told you that it was true. But now you believe that it's fake because you think it's weird and it's creepy and it's awkward. But we told them. So these beings live on the outside of the wall. Because why does the world fight each other, right? But they're all cozy in Antarctica, right? Oh, hey Putin. Oh, yeah. We gotta go to war next week. But I'll see you in Antarctica for that brunch, man. You still good for that? How can we make war, but everything's cool? Or we got some real shit to take care of in Antarctica. Let's come together. We got to figure out what's going on. Because these elite beings actually talk to all these entities that live outside. Maybe not all, but they do talk. They have communication. And there's documentation saying this that's open to the public, because they don't lie to you. They tell you one time, then they'll take it away and say, we told them. They just didn't listen. And now we'll use other people to say, it's a lie. Put it on social media, it's a lie. And then they'll soak it in like everything else. Right? Now, scimitars, whatever you call them, all these mystical beasts, they live out there. Even Alexander the Great, he documented some of his conquests. He came across these beings. He came across humans with heads of dogs. He came across um, one footed, like they have their legs together, and it's one big foot. And part of his quest was to kill as many mystical beings as he could find that was in our space. They did that a lot. A lot of crusades were to kill any mystical being that they find in our space so they can't influence and enlighten us in any kind of way, so nobody can wake us up. But we need to wake up. Unless if you like working 40, 80 hours, then you get old and you give your kid money. Say you give your kid, you make your kid a millionaire, right? What's he gonna do for his life? Her life? Yeah, you can buy stuff, and you can chill, you can go do all this crazy stuff. Then what? After you do all that stuff, of course, I'm not saying not to pursue that, because I feel like you have to be financially stable. You have to get right financially. You gotta find a hole in their game and escape it as soon as possible. Get free from the system, the financial system, so you can start to relax and think. Why you think all these millionaires go to these meditation and spiritual classes? Because they got time to think. They're sitting back and they're like, whoa, this is what's going on? Because they can actually see, because they have time to look. It's not like they're smarter than you anyway. It's not like they're ultra conscious. Even the people that have no spiritual focus, they can see a lot better than you if they're financially free, because they're just sitting there looking. They got time. Or do you think back in the day they always figured women were more spiritually inclined? And they are to this day. They're more perceptive, because when men went to war, a woman was at home and she didn't have more stress than, she definitely had stress, probably worried about her husband. Some didn't, but they would have predictions. Just, oh, I seen that this is gonna happen. Please don't leave. Nah, nah, nah. And it was just normal. Your grandma would say, "Oh no, I feel like this is gonna happen. No, 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 don't leave the house. I feel like this is gonna happen. Oh, something great's gonna happen for you, because they're in a place that they can be blessed to just relax and think." So anyway, let me stop this, because we can get into some deeper things, because man, it's so crazy. You don't understand how bad we as a race, a human race, black, white, Asian, Spanish, whatever. It's only one race, bro. We all came from the same color and we just separated. And don't think because your culture makes you a different race. They did this, like they wrote it, the Babel. They gave us all these different languages. It's just for moving away. You know what I'm saying? It's all one language and it's all dialect, basically. All right? They did this to keep us separated. They always make a feud between us to keep us attacking us. Blacks against whites, Spanish against Asian, whoever. So we can't think about what's going on with these elites, because they're something else. They're human, yeah, to some extent, but they're still something else, honestly. That's why they say our bloodline, because they acknowledge the fact that they are something else, that their genes were altered. Ours ain't. They're the pure bloods. Sure. So they keep us fighting. They love the violence. That's why I'm not really listening to hip hop like that. unless if it's something that ain't promoting killing. Because why do you think hip hop is so popular? Oh, fuck that bitch. Fuck that hoe. Because it's all about shit that's going to destroy you. Kill that dude. Shoot up the club. Yeah, feel that gangster. Because just that vibe. That vibe. You feeling that vibe. Then you go to a club. You feeling that vibe. Somebody gets you mad. Isn't it easier to have a conflict? I'm not saying that you will, but isn't it easier? Isn't it more provoking than if I was listening to some soft love music? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody starts a problem with me. I'm in the vibe of that. You think I'm gonna be easily provoked to violence? Think about this, man. There is no accidents. There is no accidents that's happening on a global scale. We have too many intellectuals working as a science on these things to perfect them. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I hope the best for everybody. And I hope you guys really pay attention to this. And I will be back with more content to get into depth with everything. Because we need to get in our daily meditations. We need to exercise our physical body. Yoga is the number one thing. You need your body to be in compliance with you. That's why your brain races. That's why you can't think straight, because your body is not connected. Meditation alone, yeah, it'll do a lot of benefits, but you gotta master this body first. So peace and love. Great to be back. And thank you for everybody who stuck it out. I know it's a long ass video. Peace.